It's a moment of truth for France as voting is underway in the country for a second round of parliamentary polls, which is expected to leave the far right as the dominant force in a divided and paralyzed parliament. Voting began at 8 a.m. local time and it will continue till 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. in major cities, when voting estimates will be released. 501 out of 577 seats are up for grabs in the runoff. 289 seats will be needed for an absolute majority. French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal was among the early voters to cast his ballot in Paris suburb. As voters take to the polling stations to cast their ballot, the stakes are high for the future of France's political landscape. While the anti-immigration Eurosceptic party may not win an outright majority, a hung parliament would leave a divided France in political limbo and weaken its international standing. More than 200 candidates have withdrawn their candidacies to block national rally coming to power. However, much uncertainty remains if voters will go along with these efforts to block Marine Le Pen's far-right party. Ahead of voting in mainland France, voters in France's overseas territories and those living abroad cast their ballots. The first French region to vote was Saint-Pierre and Miquelon, a small French archipelago off the coast of Canada. They were followed by residents of French Caribbean territories including Guadeloupe, Martinique, as well as French Guyana in South America and French citizens living in the United States. Polling stations in the Pacific territory of New Caledonia opened next. Opinion polls indicate far-right National Rally and its allies likely to secure between 205 and 230 seats in the runoff vote. However, it will fall short of an absolute majority. New Popular Front is likely to win 145 to 175 seats, while Macron's centrist bloc will end up with 130 to 162 seats. If the vote is in line with the latest surveys, the election will deliver a hung parliament. Let's now take a look at possible options if the outcome is a hung parliament. The mainstream parties can pull together a coalition. Otherwise, they can opt for an ad hoc alliances to vote through individual pieces of legislation in the new parliament. It is possible that none of the three groups will be big enough to govern alone. In such a case, it can reach a coalition deal or provide assurance it can run a viable minority government. This will lead to France risking political paralysis. As a result, with little or no legislation adopted, a caretaker government will run the basic daily affairs. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.